RFK Jr. is going to kill us all. There is a serious risk of a significant measles outbreak that runs the risk of becoming an epidemic because of anti-vax culture within the United States. RFK, an individual who in the midst of a measles outbreak in Samoa went down there and told them, maybe it's not the measles causing this, but maybe it's the vaccine. He went down there and did that. And this who could have killed way more people with his buffoonery and denial of modern medicine's efficacy is now at the top of health in America, answers directly to the president, and he is now overseeing this epidemic and has yet to make a significant push for people to get vaccinated. Let's read into this mess. RFK visits the epicenter of Texas measles outbreak after death of second child who was infected. U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. visited the epicenter of Texas's still growing measles outbreak on Sunday. The same day, a funeral was held for a second young child who was not vaccinated and died from a measles-related illness. Kennedy said in a social media outpost that he was working to control the outbreak and went to Gaines County to comfort the families who have buried two young children. He was seen late Sunday afternoon outside of a Mennonite church where the funeral services were held, but he did not attend a nearby news conference held by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention about the outbreak. So here we have a news conference about the outbreak, and you're not even there. You're apparently at the head of Health and Human Services, and when the CDC has a news conference about the outbreak, you're not there. I have no issue with him going to comfort these families who have lost their child. I understand the Mennonite community is in its own world, its own bubble. They don't do vaccines, blah, blah, blah. But there are people outside of these communities who are not getting vaccinated, and children are dying. And RFK is resolved to say and do nothing about it. Seminole is the epicenter of the outbreak, which started in late January and continues to swell, with nearly 500 cases in Texas alone, plus cases from the outbreak believed to have spread to New Mexico, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Mexico. The second young child died Thursday from what the child doctors described as measles pulmonary failure and did not have underlying health conditions, the Texas State Department of Health Services said Sunday in a news release. Aaron Davis, a spokesperson for UMC Health System in Lubbock, said that the child was receiving treatment for complications of measles while hospitalized. Republican U.S. Senator Bill Cassidy from Louisiana, a liver doctor whose vote helped cinch Kennedy's confirmation, called Sunday for stronger messaging from health officials in a post on X. Everyone should be vaccinated. There is no treatment for measles, no benefit to getting measles, he wrote. Top health officials should say so unequivocally before another child dies. Cassidy has requested Kennedy to appear before his health committee Thursday, although Kennedy has not publicly confirmed whether he will or will not attend. A CDC spokesperson noted the efficacy of the measles vaccine Sunday, but stopped short of calling people to get it, departing from long-standing public health messaging around vaccination. The spokesperson called the decision a personal one and encouraged people to talk to their doctor. What, the same doctor who's just going to tell them to get vaccinated? What is happening here? And you know, it's funny how a Republican politician who helped give Kennedy this power is now calling for people to be vaccinated. It's like, that's kind of not how this works. If you are a doctor and you know the efficacy of modern medicine, you trust in it, you believe in it, why would you give people the impression, any impression, that it's acceptable or reasonable to push vaccines away and embrace, like, I don't know, astrology, voodoo, hoo-woo medicine? Like, come the fuck on. Conservatives want to be able to cause destruction everywhere and take no accountability for it. Yeah, I might have helped this psychotic loon who does not believe in modern medicine win. I might have helped him get the seat, but, you know, not the seat, but I might have helped him get this position in the cabinet. But I'm going to go on Twitter and beg people to just ignore the guy who I endorsed, because that's, you know, I'm having a hard time, you know, walking it like I talk it. I'm having a hard time being consistent. You can't have it both ways. These people have compromised the health of possibly millions of Americans. We don't know how far this can go. They've compromised the health of hundreds of Americans, could possibly compromise the health of thousands, maybe even millions, all in the name of obeying Donald Trump and preserving their own power. He knew if he contradicted Trump, there was a risk of him losing his seat. He chose his seat over the health of the people of this country. He's a doctor. He can go back to a well-paying job in the private sector. He does not have to be a senator. He chose being a senator over doing the right thing. He helped RFK get this seat. He helped RFK get this cabinet position, and now wants to hop on Twitter and beg people to become vaccinated. This is the same guy, RFK, by the way. RFK is the same guy who's been denying the efficacy of vaccines. And now he is at the head of Health and Human Services, and this is acceptable. Conservatives cannot be forgiven for this. This is not something we can just walk away from. We cannot mediate this. We cannot hold hands. We cannot explain it all away. This cannot happen. There has to be an honest admittance of the fact that these people are beyond reason. They are unwilling to listen to reason. These people are insane. RFK is still unwilling to surrender his nonsensical denial of modern medicine and finally just surrender and admit that he does not know what he's talking about, and everything he's been promoting will hurt people. Just admit, surrender your nonsensical delusions and prioritize the well-being of the people over your ego. But that's what we're dealing with, egotistical lunatics who prioritize themselves above everyone else. Totally insane. Now it's apparently about to possibly become an epidemic. And RFK plays a part in this. He spent years hyping up this astrology medicine. And now we're seeing people really test it out. People really believe in this nonsense. It's nonsensical foolishness. Unreal. And the fact is, the Democratic Party still doesn't have the killer instinct enough to realize these people can't be trusted. I can guarantee you, if Trump surrendered at the end of this term, the Democratic Party would try to, okay guys, let's all hold hands and move on. Nonsense. The Democratic Party should be demonizing these people. Because the reality is, the Democratic Party right now doesn't even have the public will to punish the Republican Party, even if the Republican Party surrendered. The Democratic Party doesn't have the public will. The Republican Party has enough will from their base to commit any crime, to do anything at any time. The Democratic Party doesn't even have enough public will to get bills passed, much less deal out the proper punishment to treasonous traitors. These people need to be stopped.